In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up and begin a recording using Camtasia. Now, I'm using the Mac version, so everything you see is going to be on the OS X platform, but the Mac and the PC versions do cross over a lot, so it will be very similar if you're using the PC version of Camtasia Studio. When you open up Camtasia, this is the first window that comes up, and this is kind of like your settings bar. On the left, we have our selection for how big of an area we want to record. And the great thing about Camtasia is that it has preset recording sizes. I typically use the full color LCD, and I'll talk about that again in just a minute. We can use a custom region just like we would with Jing, where we click and drag our section of screen. Or they have these pre-built or preset screen sizes that optimize for YouTube, web video in general, iPhones, iPad, and then HD video like Vimeo. So, like I said, typically I use the color LCD because I find I get a better screen resolution when I use the whole screen and then zoom and add some edits, and I'll show you how to do those later. Another factor of Camtasia is that it can tap into your webcam. So right now I have the camera off. When we click on this, it turns the camera on and it gives us a preview of what the students will see or what your audience will see with your webcam. The other thing we can check or we can change is our microphone input. So right now I'm using a USB microphone and it's monitoring the sound as I'm speaking. And I also have the system audio selected. So if I'm playing a video that has a sound to it, using system audio will get a good clean sound. It won't be picked up through the microphone, and it gives you a better video overall. So typically, I don't use system audio because I don't show too many videos within my screen recording, but if I am, I always make sure to have this clicked. When you're ready, you would click record to begin the recording, and it would give you a countdown just like Jing, where it highlights the outside of your screen. So that's the basic setup of the Camtasia window. One thing I like to think about when I'm beginning a screen recording or I'm thinking about starting a screen recording is what window I want to be able to focus on. So I typically use a Chrome window, so I've got my web browser open, and again, like I said, I use the full screen because I can get a better screen resolution later as I'm in the editing process, but you can make that decision for yourself. If you're recording your desktop or some apps, I would suggest opening the window large enough to hide your desktop icons. Now, I'm going to show you that my desktop is pretty cluttered as far as icons go, and I like to keep those hidden from my audience. So either use a window that is large enough or use a space on your computer, or clean up your desktop so that there's not a whole lot going on in the background. And it just takes some planning and thinking about what your audience is going to see while you're recording your screen. And that's pretty much it. So Camtasia, as far as controls, they're much more integrated than the Jing controls, and there's no time limit, which is also great. So if you're into Camtasia, you can get a free 30-day download. So as we're going through the series, think about downloading the trial version of Camtasia to start trying it yourself.